we do the best we can with what we have available. But wait, there's more. This is a 16-foot pool liner. We're not going to use it as a pool, and we're not even going to set it up right away, but I got to put it somewhere else. Welcome to the groundbreaking ceremony. This will be the future site of our new pond. We have marked the edges of the deep end, or the deep middle, I should say, with some flour so we can see how big of a hole we need to dig. We will taper up the sides and throw all the extra dirt around the outside to make a berm, and it's going to be a fantastic pond that cost us $3.99. The pond is in the progress of being made. Ooh, look at that grub.
Oh man, those are terrible. He's huge. Where is he? There he is. Just grubbing around in there. Ew.
That's the day one efforts. There was a rock or two, but we worked our way through it, and we will continue digging this pond by hand. Day two efforts feel much the same. There's a few extra rocks. The hole is a little deeper, and I will continue. So I want to clear out all of that wood, but I need to cut through some of this bush first. And there's just so much of this in my way. What is this, raspberry?
Yeah.
So much of it in my way.
Wild raspberry.
Okay, we are back to the main mission. Today is day number 3 of hand digging a pond. How much can we get done? This is probably the end of day 3's worth of digging efforts. We are still going to put some cardboard down on the ground just to protect the pool liner before we move on. And that's what we're gonna do next. All right, we put my garbage down at the bottom of the pond. Let's drag a liner into it. Day 3's digging efforts are officially done, and we put a liner in. So as soon as we put water in it, I can officially say we hand dug a pond. Super close to done, just a little bit of the finishing work to done, but side quest, my dad's coming today, so we're gonna go clear up some of those trees over there. Find the sniper in 3, 2, 1. Shots fired. We made a bit of a mess because the berm is not much of a berm and it's too spread out. So I and Brittany are going to go through the effort of pushing all this dirt in closer, and let's do it proper.
That's not even close enough.
Hush, puppy. Miss Brittany needs rocks, and thankfully I have rocks. Yeah. Somebody had this great idea that I should get a wheelbarrow. She was right! What you doing that for?
Well, I don't really like talking about our failures, but this little garden bed that we put in here with some bulbs in the ground got overgrown. So I have to weed whack it, and we're gonna take the rocks from out of here, and the bulbs only sprout in the springtime, and we're gonna transplant the 2 rosemary that we have in here, and everything else will be fine to be cut like grass. And there are snakes and mice that are living in here, and because of that, they're also living in the shed. So we need to do this. And luckily we're doing a pond right now, so we can move all these rocks over to the pond. Here we go.
Hey there, a new quest just dropped out here on the farm. We're gonna take that area that was the old fire pit. I filled it with dirt, and we're gonna turn it into a proper living space that we don't have to mow every single time. Step 1 was to clean up and level out what was the old fire pit. And then I pulled up a bunch of the rocks that were along the side. My little helper here is refusing to mow this grass for me, so I'm just gonna have to bust the mower out and clean this line up before we put that fabric down in place. Look how many rocks I had to move. There's so many. Here's the midday progress check-in. That old fire pit is basically gone because we have 4 lines worth of that landscape fabric. In the middle of it, we've also got things like this metal tent spike holding some of it down. These little rocks along the edges to help hold it down. A good girl who needs to be pet. And we're going to have to put more of the rocks down along the outer edge there. Otherwise it's looking great. I'm pretty confident in how it will turn out because our picnic area, our picnic table area here had the same thing happen a couple months ago, and it may be a different type of fabric, but otherwise it's still holding up really nice. So this is going to look really good when we're done. Okay, that's probably about as good as it's getting, although the supervisor has decided to remain using the older area, probably because she's in the shade. I still need a few extra tent pegs for up here in the front, because the dogs will get their leashes trapped around those rocks. Otherwise, it's looking pretty good. We got our hands on some of these lawn staples, so we're gonna do some improvements. But of course, I've got a construction dog here.
Look at this weird bug
who needs
too.
to be involved.
Check this weird bug out.
Where?
Right here on my foot. Watch. Ah! Get it, Abra.
Well, now Abra's on bug duty.
Yeah.
This is a main mission update. Today, we're gonna start by pulling these corn stalks out of the ground because the bed that they're in is going to become garlic. So let's get some garlic planted and deal with this first. Yeah, we just gotta rip this stuff up because it's a terrible garden bed. Ah! Without the corn in this garden bed, you can hardly even tell that there's a garden bed here. So please give a warm round of applause to our returning guest, the free rototiller. Yay! The spikes are basically guaranteed to eventually get tangled up because of what I'm doing. Just always make sure that you've disconnected the power before you stick your hand near these, because that would be silly, right? Yeah. The first till and rake job is complete. I'm probably gonna come in and till it again, just to loosen stuff up since I pulled so much off to the side. I don't know if you can tell, it's kind of like mounded up, and there's a lot of plant matter that I could actually sift through and pull out of here altogether, so it's just dirt. But because now it drops down, I want to make sure I've still loosened all the soil up before we put some sheep manure down, because that's what's coming up next. Sheep manure. The sheep manure was mixed in. We've got some trenches dug. We're gonna just drop in some garlic now. This is the garlic, by the way. It's a new day here on the farm. They actually feel like we might have gotten a reward for completing a main mission or two. Oh, and Brittany bought us a tractor. Welcome to the forest trail. As I'm clearing all of this up, I've cut branches off, but that tree over there is super dead and has to come down in a way that doesn't hurt nobody, because we were planning on piling stuff right over there. Okay, I got it down onto the ground. Now I gotta find a way to make this whole area feel cleaned up. We put a lot of effort towards it. It's not quite perfect, but it's a nice place to hang your hat. This morning there is tractor repairs to be done. We need to replace the belt on the mower deck. Follow along. If everything is correct, this is the new belt. This is the supervisor. This shall be the work location. And here we find our mechanic.
Oh, me?
Oh, you're the mechanic. And this is your brand new tractor. Do you want to tell us anything about your tractor?
Yeah, it was originally orange.
Uh-huh.
It's from 1984. Came with the manuals. Enough power to pull the tiny home. Apparently, allegedly. I'm not gonna try that. We don't think.
All right, let's see. The belt just goes in there, right? Boom. Oh my gosh, that worked.
That was so fast and easy.
How long do you think it actually took us?
I don't know.
20 minutes. Find the sniper in 3, 2, 1. Shots fired.
It's pretty.
There's a couple of different things growing here on the farm, but out in the field there's some wild asparagus crowns growing. So we're gonna head out and grab some. Brittany's gonna load up her new fancy tractor. We'll head out into the middle of the field and we'll dig up some asparagus crowns. That's today's mission. Here you'll find an asparagus. It's growing nice and tall here.
Very bushy. Going to
A
seed.
bush, it's going to seed. So we're gonna dig this up along with a bunch of its friends, and we will go plant it somewhere else. You can see how deep into the ground it went. It probably went a little deeper than that and I just broke it. But ultimately, this is what I came for. So I'm gonna take this, fill my hole back in, and we'll go replant this somewhere else and hope for the best. Look at this pile of asparagus crowns. Yo, free asparagus for life. The asparagus bed is ready to be planted, in my opinion. I've got rows marked out approximately 4 feet apart. Now let's count up how many I actually have to see where I'm gonna space them. I counted 37 when they were all laid out. They're not all of equal quality, mind you, but I hope I've got space in the bed that's ready for them. There we have it. The asparagus bed is planted. I believe the final number planted was 32. We've got to cut all of the stalks back for the winter and let them just go dormant. But I wanted you to see what it was like, because we did it all. We got it done. That's our asparagus. I need the wood pile moved so that I can mow the grass that's growing underneath of it. Here we have a full stacked wood pile. Obviously some of it still needs to be split, but I don't have a good spot for it, and now it's out of the way. We did a couple of awesome things in this episode. What is your favorite?
The tractor.
Ooh.